Welcome back to Tickets Still Available, where I help comedians promote gigs where tickets are still available. Jilberto Soto is a comedian from New York. He's Mexican-American, he's gay, and he makes jokes about his family, his culture, and his father. He also runs comedy shows for other comedians, hosts podcasts in which he interviews older people, and he comes to Edinburgh to perform a show about fatherhood, despite not having any children himself. His father didn't attend his wedding. In fact, on several important occasions in Jilberto's life, his father was absent. His father has apparently been reluctant to appear in photographs with him. Jilberto has turned this into an hour of comedy. I was interested to find out why.
Is it pronounced Jilberto?
No, it's a good question. It's Jilberto.
Jilberto, because I looked it up and it seemed to suggest it was of Dutch extraction.
Is it Dutch extraction?
It's hard to know.
I'm
Is it like
Mexican.
okay? Is it like a Spanish Robert or?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So it's so if you think about it, like it starts with a J but pronounced like an H, like jalapeno.
Okay.
Is what I like to tell people. I feel like if you compare it to food, people understand.
Okay.
But I didn't know it was Dutch. Maybe the Dutch came and conquered Mexico, and I just didn't know about that.
There was the whole like Spanish Dutch wars where like the Netherlands had to fight for their independence from the Spanish, so they're not too far.
I didn't expect to go to Edinburgh to find out about the origin of my name. So this is really fascinating. I like it.
But I could be totally wrong. I was just like, is it so Jilberto?
Jilberto, like a
Jilberto,
hill,
like a
and then
hill.
a bear, and then toe.
And Soto, is it?
Yeah.
Jilberto Soto. It's good to know the person's name, isn't it?
It is. I think Soto feels Japanese for some reason. I feel like
It does sound Japanese.
and I don't know why.
Yes. Is there a big Japanese community in Mexico? Because I know there's a big one in Brazil.
Yeah, I know that too. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. I know that where my parents are from. This can sound bad, but it's bad. Which is like a tiny remote town in Mexico. It's like a ranch town.
Okay.
But now there's a Chinese restaurant, so maybe
It's getting very exotic. Is that what you're saying?
maybe they'll get sushi. It's a
Okay.
landlocked town. Maybe they'll get sushi. We'll find out.
Why not? This is your second Edinburgh. What did you learn on the first Edinburgh?
Yeah, it was a while ago. What did I learn? I learned that it's gonna sound bad, but like Edinburgh is a little lonely sometimes.
Okay.
Right?
Is it
'Cause, like,
lonely for the comedian's soul, or just the town in general? If anybody
no,
lived there,
just like the soul, like the community soul. I think Edinburgh during August is probably one of the most electric places in the world. Like, oh my God, if like I do tell comics like you have to go to Edinburgh twice. One is in August and one's not in August because when it's not in
Okay.
August, it's so quaint and beautiful and
Yeah.
nice. And then in August, it's like there's something in the air that just feels like electricity, but lonely in the sense of like sometimes you're in your own head all of the time about everything.
Is this during August?
During August? Yeah, as a
Yeah.
performer, like it can be like you're in your head all the time. So you have to find community outside of yourself. You have to go and actively reach out and find it. I also learned that it's sometimes all around in your head of what you think you can do, you can't do. And I found that to be, I think I was a little too young last time for me to like really know that everything's gonna be okay. Oh yeah, but just Edinburgh can sometimes be lonely. But I will say what else I learned is that it's when you create something you feel really proud of, and I have this time and I did last time, and people come and see it at the end of the show. It's probably one of the most fulfilling feelings you probably have. Like people came to see me. There was nights where
Yeah.
I bustled out and I was just kind of like, this is kind of wild. Like I'm a nobody. I still am. And people are gonna come see me. Like that's pretty cool.
There's a stereotype that like the what seems to win at Edinburgh when the awards is about like a dead dad. Yours is about an
Oh,
absent
damn.
dad. Do you think
Yeah.
it's not sad enough, or
Well, now that you told me that, I guess my dad is dead.
oh
No, he's not.
I'm
But
s-
like, I
oh
can. I
he's
can
going
write
to
it.
be
I can write it. I didn't know. Oh my God.
okay?
Well,
Well,
I
that's
have
the
time.
stereotype.
I have
What you
time.
could do is pretend he dies and then at the end reveal he's
So to me,
alive.
yeah. You'd be like, and I just have to make sure the reviewers leave, and I'm like, and he's still alive. No, I didn't know that stereotype, but what I do know about, I actually have no idea. What I do know about the kind of the stereotype of the awards is, one, you kind of have to be one of the big
Hmm.
places, like a Pleasance. I think historically, I think I read one time, like historically, the nominations are from those specifically. So is it
Okay.
fair? I don't know, but that's beyond the point. It always has like some type of sad arc to it. And
Hmm.
my show, yes, does it have like sad moments? Yeah, but it's not supposed to be sad. Like I'm a
Yeah.
stand-up comedian at the end of the day. I do break the tension
Hmm.
if it
Because it
builds
does
up.
sound quite brutal. It's mostly about your father not wanting to have photographs with you.
Yeah, so I created in the arc of a photograph. So my
Hmm.
dad doesn't like taking photos. And so the moments that he does take photos with in my life is very like is very profound, and I do remember that. And it's really more about like my dad, like the relationship I built with him over the years and how that's changed, and the moments he decides to show up and the moments he doesn't decide to show up. And in this
Hmm.
case, he didn't show up to my wedding. And so that's kind of like where I kind of my point of view is when a father doesn't show up to your wedding, you kind
Yeah.
of understand the absence of a father in
Hmm.
that big day and how many people it takes for for them to fill up his shoes. Um, but I still talk to my dad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I still love my dad. And then I leave off the show with the happy, like funny line at the end of how I view it. I want people to understand that I'm passionate about it and that I have feelings
Hmm.
around it, but you're not gonna cry. Hopefully of laughter, but you won't like cry.
Have you tweaked it much? Because you still have it starts, is it the 20th of August it starts?
Hmm. Yeah.
So are
So,
you doing much fine
uh,
tuning? Are you going to do
oh yeah,
are you
yeah,
going to
yeah.
secretly
Hmm.
go over to Scotland to see how it goes?
Both. So, like I'm gonna be honest, like I think any comedian who takes an hour to Scotland and it's like we're fine, good on them. They've probably been working on it
Hmm.
forever. But part of the beauty of Scotland is that you want to work on it. So my thought is, am I still working on it? Yes. I actually had a preview
Hmm.
yesterday here in New York. It went
Okay.
really well. But even then, now I want to change it. I have two more previews in New York, and I'm gonna be actually performing to an LGBTQ center of older adults.
Hmm.
It's called Sage. So these are like gay older people,
Yeah.
because they don't usually laugh at a lot. So it's going to be good practice for Edinburgh,
Hmm.
uh, the way I see it. But the way I see the show is that it's going to be in a state, and it is now, but even more, that I feel comfortable with the hour. So when I'm in Edinburgh, like I'm relaxed and I can understand as I'm telling the story in the moment, different changes I would like to make to the story. So it is going to feel fluid day to day. It shouldn't feel robotic and it shouldn't feel
Hmm.
rehearsed because it should just feel comfortable. And that's my goal bringing it to Edinburgh is like a comfortable hour that I can still mold. Um, every word isn't perfect. It's gonna have
Yeah.
to be like every word is gonna be meaningful, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You'd said you're sort of like sick of telling jokes for white people. Have you
Oh,
tailored Edinburgh any difference? Or are you just like, I just don't care?
I it's funny. I don't see Edinburgh as I'm not pandering. I don't see Edinburgh as like white people. I guess that's more of like
Well,
my
because it's
thought of
very
America.
international.
It is international, but I see Edinburgh as like a European city. So am I
Hmm.
tailoring it there? Yes, to the degree of I'm gonna have to explain certain concepts. Like I'll talk about a quinceañera. I don't know if Edinburgh's like understands what a quinceañera is. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I'll explain that.
It's kind of like a confirmation of a thing, isn't
Yeah, oh, well, this is good feedback. It's
it?
usually in the Latino culture when a woman turns 15, because that's her
Hmm.
entrance into womanhood. It's her like she has a whole ceremony that she's becoming a woman.
Yeah.
And usually they have like a core of guys and they call it chambelans that help that
Hmm.
like escort her into her like big day. And I always wanted to be the quinceañera, but I was on the court. And so I kind of
Hmm.
explained that a little bit. Or like I'll
Okay.
explain West Virginia where my husband's from because I don't West Virginia is not a big city. There's not a lot of reference points.
Hmm.
I have a joke about Target. I don't
There
think
is
there's
that song. Is there
Target.
not the song West Virginia?
Oh yeah,
Country
West
Roads?
Virginia.
Because I know that there's like a dance version of that that's really big in Ireland, which might be also big in Scotland.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Oh, what? Okay, this is interesting. I just know West Virginia is poor, so I just
hmm
have to try that. Also, too, like Target. You guys don't have a Target over there.
No, but like essentially Tesco's or whatever. It's kind of just like a
Yeah.
big supermarket that's sort of focused on, is it like a chemist?
It's focused. It has a dog, but it's an all-inclusive store. You can buy
Oh,
bedding,
okay.
you can buy
Yeah, that's pretty
your
much your
groceries,
Tesco's can
everything.
cover that.
But there was this big thing around Target and them stripping away their diversity efforts to push
Oh
diversity
yeah, as soon as
initiatives
Trump got
forward.
in.
Yeah, and so I have a joke about that. And so I'm like, okay, how do I explain these moments? And so I don't necessarily think about not catering to a white audience when I go to Edinburgh. I think more about how do I explain these reference points so it actually lands. And to me, that's kind of fun.
When you see a lot of these companies going like, "Oh, we're so LGBT," and they sell a load of colorful stuff, do you see it kind of cheap, or do you see like an honest, like a strive there?
Yeah, it depends. Is it cute?
hmm
If it's not cute, I'm like, oh God,
Oh,
pandering. But if it's cute and it's on sale, I'm like, oh, they get me. Um, but no, I mean, honestly, like, the way I see it is the way capitalism works is that
hmm
things will shift based off of where you spend your dollars.
yeah.
And so if this is a strong dollar, the politics of capitalism will change. And
hmm
so I kind of see it as like my voting power of
Yeah.
like if I'm going to support something or not is through my dollar. And so I've actually stopped supporting certain things because
Okay.
it's my way of being able to give a messaging to capitalism. Capitalism inherently, in my mind, follows where the dollar is, and sometimes they get it wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes they think like Target's a good example of that. Like they underestimated how much the strong dollar of people of color were until they stopped supporting us, and then they saw that actually no, a lot of your demographic was Black and brown
hmm
people that you just
Yeah.
alienated, and they're learning from that now, and I think it's a good lesson for them to learn.
I noticed you had a couple of podcasts. Together We're Straight, and I
Yeah,
hope that aged well. Are you
we
planning
just
on
well, yeah.
bringing any of those back?
Yeah, so I hope this ages well. We just shot an episode not too long
Oh
ago, so
wow.
I'm gonna clip that up. It's with my friend Liz.
hmm
It's kind of podcasts are only successful if you do it regularly.
Yes, it does
And with
help.
her, we're both so busy. So whenever we have time, she comes over and we just
hmm
the whole purpose is like it's supposed to be like letting you into our FaceTimes that we have,
Yeah.
because we're just really good friends. And then the second one is I hope this ages well. And so that one is all around like older adults. And the whole
hmm
premise of that show is that you know how you do a joke and you're like, oh, I hope that joke ages well.
Yeah.
So and with them, I hope they age well. And at the end of
hmm
that series, usually the last question I ask them is like, "What are your plans for tomorrow?" Because in the listeners' ears, I want this person to live on forever as a guest.
But there's also the tragic thing where sometimes the older person lives longer than the younger person, so we can sometimes prejudge old people.
Yes, I will. Yes, I agree. And I think I've been really careful on how I present older people into this podcast because I
Yeah,
don't want it to be like, "Aw," I want it to be like they're people too. I did like a summary episode of like
because quite often the ones on there seem very compos mentis. They feel like the ones that could make it to 100, like David Attenborough.
they have some of them have some of
Oh
them to be
wow.
honest have passed, and
hmm
so I'll never say who because
Yeah.
it's only the people that I know in that sense.
hmm
But one thing I found from doing that podcast is that we have this perception of older people of like, oh my God, they're so kind, they're so nice, they're so and it's just like, no, they're assholes too, and they
Oh
should
yeah,
be
yeah.
like they should be allowed to be like only
hmm
because they're old doesn't mean like oh my God, like yeah, they can be straight like mean. My neighbor John, we've grown a bond over the years, and he lives upstairs, and one time he said something to me that really like hurt my feelings, and I looked at him and I go, John, you can't say that to me. And he goes, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then he like got into a sad about it for a couple of days. Like, he
Hmm.
kept calling me, apologizing. And I was like, John, it's okay. Like, I can allow to tell you when things don't hurt, feel right. And then I thought to
Hmm.
myself, I was like, that's how a true friendship forms, regardless of age, is you
Yeah.
should understand what these boundaries are. And I just thought that was really cute. He's still an asshole. But I like that. Like, I
Yeah.
like that. He's like a know-it-all. Do I plan to bring that back? Maybe not in that concept, but in a very similar, different concept. I'm right now talking to a production company who potentially wants to pick this up into like a video format.
Okay.
And so I haven't released any of those new episodes because this might turn into something a little bit different.
I'm going to give you some homework. There's a television show called Still Game about two elderly people that live in flats, like apartments in Glasgow. So that's your homework before you get
What's
to
it
Edinburgh.
called?
It's called Still Game.
Still
So
game?
they were younger men pretending to be old. They did a sketch show, and this was like one of the most popular ones.
Okay.
This was maybe like 20 years ago, but it's been massively popular. So you could brush up on it, and it may help with the Edinburgh gig.
Okay. Still game. I like that. I'm
Still,
gonna.
as in like they're old, but they're still game for a bit of
Yeah,
fun and that
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I like that. Maybe like I'll bring back like small clips of I hope this ages well at Edinburgh. Maybe I'll find like older people and just
Okay.
talk to them.
But yeah, most
I
people are
don't know.
doing like 5 or 6 shows a day. So I'm sure you could pop on to somebody else's show and be like, hey, this is my podcast. You said you lived in London for a while. What made you choose that?
It was for work. Like when work brought me over to London. I actually never
Hmm.
had any aspirations. That was the second
As in
time I
stand-up comedy, or was this like a normal job you
just
had
a
before?
normal job that has health benefits and
Hmm.
stuff, well, at least in the States. Um,
Okay.
that was my second time living in Europe. I actually lived in Italy before and then moved back
Okay.
to the US. And then for some reason they picked me up to come back to London. And
Hmm.
it was in the middle of Brexit. So I
Oh,
remember,
wow.
yeah, I remember getting picked up at the airport from Heathrow from a black cab.
Hmm.
And then the cab driver kept talking about this Brexit date. And
You hadn't a clue.
I'm so narcissist. I only think about myself. So I have no idea what's
Hmm.
going on beyond just me.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, okay. He was like, what do you think? And I was like, I think what you think. And he was, because I was just like, please get me home safely.
Yeah.
And he was very much for Brexit. So I was just kind of like, yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I'm
Hmm.
super Republican too. I had no idea what it meant. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until a couple weeks in that I understood what was going on.
Hmm.
And I understood. At the time, I didn't understand like the consequences of everything.
Well, I
But
think nobody did. That was the issue.
yeah, and I remember the day that the vote
Hmm.
happened, and when it was announced what occurred, that same feeling happened when Trump won when I
Yeah.
was over there as well. And I just go like, this is kind of a milestone to be in London at this time. Like,
Hmm.
it was such a unique timing
Well,
to be
because
in the
London would have
country.
been very pro EU, while clearly a lot of other parts of the UK weren't.
Exactly. And a lot of my friends were, and yeah, the cab driver and I still keep in contact. He's one of my best friends. I'm
Oh,
joking.
okay, wow.
No, that was a joke.
Just you're a very friendly person with all your podcasts. I thought, okay, maybe he has. Maybe you converted him.
He converted me, no. But yeah, so that's when I lived in London, and I started really doing comedy in London then,
Hmm.
and I learned a lot here from London in terms of stand-up, just type of, I think US comedy and London comedy is so different in a lot of different
Hmm.
ways. I think London or just English comedian, you're able to like do a little bit more storytelling. You kind of are
Yeah,
also
they
a little
pay
bit more,
attention better.
yeah, and you're also just a lot more embodied of like your person, I
Hmm.
think, in this sense. And there's also a lot of opportunities to make it as a comedian in the UK, just as like a regular working class comedian.
I
But in the
I
US, that's
think it's
when
because
it comes with
the UK
fame.
is smaller. You can drive to gigs, while America's so vast, it's difficult.
Yeah, and I just think there's a lot more support in a lot of different ways.
Hmm.
Government funding, programming, panel
Yeah.
shows. Like, there's a lot of avenues associated to
I
it.
think Taskmaster's the big one at the moment.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Like, I see now a lot of like comedians doing even reality TV shows or like
Yeah.
game shows, and I was just like, okay, this is all for the benefit of like a working comedian. And so I think that's nice. Also, too, the gigs pay a lot here
Okay, wow.
for a
In London
spot.
or
Yeah, in London, like you can
okay,
actually make a okay
a living?
living just being like a club comedian with your own shows. That's
Mm-hmm.
really difficult to do that in the US because the spots don't pay as much, and there's a higher cost of living here associated to it. So it's a little different.
Because New York, because both London and New York, you could do multiple gigs a day. Which one
Mhm.
did you enjoy the most, or which do you find you could live off? Like, is New York, do they just not pay as much?
They don't pay as much. I mean, club gigs still pay, but you can't make a living out of it. It's really more about
Okay.
practice. What do I prefer? In terms of stand up, look, there's an old saying that people say that if you want to be a famous comedian, you move to LA, but if
Mm-hmm.
you want to be a great comedian, you move to New York.
Okay.
And I've never lived in LA, so I can't say that. But what I can say is when you're in New York, you're with the best comedians in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just are because of
Because I feel like
everything.
LA is, you're kind of doing comedy just to get into acting, while if you're in New York, you're maybe just doing it to do it, or maybe Broadway.
If you're in New York, you're doing it to do comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think generally that's a generalist. Yeah, obviously it's different. I tried to do acting. I had my first callback the other day. They
Oh,
asked me to
wow.
do a stronger Mexican accent. I sounded Indian. So like, am I the best? No.
Mm-hmm.
But am I going to win an Oscar? Yeah.
Okay.
Probably will happen. Yeah, I think in New York, it's kind of like you have to believe in yourself, like
Oh, yeah.
almost with delusion. And that's what it's taught me that
Is that not always just a comedy thing in general? Because it is like it is a very arrogant thing to go, I'm just going to stand up in front of strangers and they're going to laugh.
oh my God, it's so vulnerable. I feel like I never feel adequate enough ever as a stand-up comedian here because you just see how great everything is. Like sometimes you look at a comedian and you look at their set and you're like, oh my God, I wish I had her brain because she's just like so funny. Like I'm like I kind of get mad at myself for not thinking like that. But then when you leave New York, you're like, wait, I'm kind of the best at thing that's ever happened. And so it's all around perspective. Like it's literally all
Yeah.
around perspective.
But you are with the heavyweights when you're in somewhere like New York.
Yeah. Yeah. So like it's a good litmus test. Like because I do a lot of clubs here. So am I following somebody that is one of the greats? And if I can follow them, I feel really proud of myself. And if I can't, that doesn't happen. But like, no joking. Like you just start. It's all around learning. Like once you stop learning as a comedian, you kind of should just not do it
Yeah.
anymore, I guess. At least for somebody like me.
Did you find much of a Latino community in London?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I used to have a joke being like, I don't think English people know Mexicans are, so I have to explain it to them. I'm like, we're basically everything your Polish people are, but like 10% cheaper. Like that's who we are. Right. And so no, there's not like a ton of Latinos there, but I mean I'm the Spain, I'm not even gonna go there, but like and it was just a challenge, right? It was a challenge to explain things, not in a bad way, just like in a, oh, okay, like we're in a new environment.
You said you used to pick apples as a child. Is there anything you miss about that?
No,
No, nothing at
not
all.
a single thing. Not a single. No, I don't because it was farm work, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of I grew up in the West Coast, and so a lot of it's called migrant work because you migrate to wherever the work is. Luckily, we got to stay in one spot, but
Okay.
my parents were both like farm workers, so it was I say apples because I only was able to work in the summer during the summer holidays, and during that time, apples were the predominant fruit that you could
Okay.
pick. And there was like a season of cherries that's usually in June because that's when they're like super ripe, and so you pick them to get them out as quickly as possible. And then the apples was all around the pruning, and towards the end, like late August, early September is when you can actually pick them. But depending on where the year is, you do different tasks for that for the season. Both my dad was a manager, my mom was just another farm worker as well. You wake up at 3, you try to you make your breakfast, you pack your lunch, you like are at the trees like
Mm-hmm.
right when the sunrise is happening. It's cold and then it's hot and it's
Yeah.
backbreaking work. Like it really is backbreaking work. I was doing it when I was like 14, and I did for a couple summers, and it made me not ever want to do it. Like if there's anything,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I have to actually concentrate at school because I can't have this be my everything. Like I hated it, and I still do,
Mm-hmm.
and I commend the people that do it because
Oh yeah,
no
it's
one,
really difficult work.
yeah, no one wakes up being like, I want to be a farm worker one day. It's kind of like it's
Mm-hmm.
the work you do because you can, and it's available, thankfully. But yeah, no. And then when I I graduated, did my first job. It was at this like manufacturing corporation, and then they sent out an email one time being like, "Oh my God, as a fun like thing during the summer, you can bring your family and we can pick apples in our apple orchard." And I messaged my mom, I'm gonna quit. Like, I'm not going back. Like, I don't understand why these
Mm-hmm.
people think it's cute, but apple picking's a big thing here,
But you
and
could show them how it's really done, because you're the pro.
yeah, yeah. If they want to know how it's really done, then I want everybody to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning
Yeah.
and be there by 4. Like that's what I want, and I want to make sure
Yeah.
the you're climbing up the ladder, and as you're gonna like get an apple, you actually accidentally get a snake sometimes because they go on the trees.
Oh
Like
God.
that's the real experience. I would be very happy.
Mm-hmm.
In America, and I do a joke about this, but like, um, people pay here to go apple picking.
Yeah.
There's orchards that people go in and they think it's like a
Mm-hmm.
fun thing to do. And I just find that so wild. Like I do a joke about how my husband, that was our first date, is he took me apple
Mm-hmm.
picking, and I'm like, you've lost your mind. Don't ever take a Mexican going apple. Like, are you kidding
Yeah.
me right now? What? No,
That
no.
is odd. You were saying that thought you were too attractive to be an apple picker. Are there any places or any jobs you've done where you're like, I'm not attractive enough to be here?
Yeah, acting.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
no,
is a difficult one.
honestly, I quit my first job, like my first corporate job, because I found a new job. But when I knew I had to go, I like was sitting in a room, and it was like a big meeting, and I just looked around and I saw all of these like older people, and I was like, oh my God, these
Yeah,
people are ugly. Like physically ugly. Like you can see 30 years of
yeah,
like
no.
stress on their face trying to say the right thing. And I'm just like, I can't. Like I'm too gay. I can't do this. Let me go put on my retinol. Like I can't. It literally
Mm-hmm.
scared me. I was like, I don't want to be them. But right now, like, yeah, acting is huge. Honestly, even now as a comedian, you have to be kind of hot. Before
Okay.
it used to be like the uglier you were as a comedian, the better, because people looked at you and they're like, he has to be funny, or else
Is
how do
it
you
a
get
bit
a
like a
life?
chef? They were like, they know it. They know it's good.
Exactly, exactly. Like if you're like, come on, how else did you defend yourself as a child? But
Mm-hmm.
now with like the rise in stand-ups and comedy creators, like everyone is just now aesthetically pleasing. So, and being gay doesn't help either. Thank God for the body dysmorphia, or else God knows where I would be. I'd look straight.
Oh, apologies. What was I going to say? Are you into computer games much? Because the latest Grand Theft Auto is going to have a Latino character as one of the main characters. Are you happy to see like I think it's officially the biggest franchise on earth to have
Oh,
representation?
I mean, if they're better at stealing cars, I guess, yeah. Like I just want to be the best at it.
Okay.
Like I'm not a big computer game person, but I mean, hey, wherever you can, if little brown boys are playing these games and they want
Hmm.
something to look up to, I guess.
Have you gigged much in Mexico?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, not much, but when I go to Mexico City, and I went like a couple months ago, I was able to do a couple gigs there in English, and then I'm starting to do more Spanish.
Okay. Because how's your Spanish?
See, no, okay. No, my Spanish is, you know, it was my first language. It is my first language, but
Okay.
like, because I grew up where I grew up, I just really wanted to forget my Spanish, just
Okay.
to like lose my accent. And I wish I wouldn't have. I can understand
Hmm.
Spanish perfectly, but sometimes when I speak it, I trip up my words. So I'm trying to do actually stand up
Do
in
you speak
Spanish
Spanish like with an American accent?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, like I can't speak Spanish like a real Spanish person. I can't speak English like without an accent. I'm just gonna have an accent. But I'm trying to get better at it.
No, to me, you just sound American.
Oh yeah, no. Over here, if you're in the South, I
Yeah.
definitely don't sound like that. No, I don't think the South would consider me an American. But thanks.
Okay. You were talking about how you struggle with writing notes. Are you dyslexic?
Yes. Oh my god.
Okay.
And I
Because
didn't
I'm
know this.
dyslexic as well.
Yeah, I talk about this in my show too because I didn't know I was dyslexic until
Mhm.
probably a year and a half ago.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and I didn't know what dyslexia meant. Like my
Mhm.
therapist was telling me, he's like, I think you're dyslexic. And I was like, oh, okay, can I take a pill for it? He goes, no, I don't. And I was like, okay, then I don't know what the solve is. And then it makes so much sense once I start to
Oh, yeah,
understand
yeah.
this, like switching letters, switching words, like everything is let me give you an example. My friend who also has dyslexia and I start planning a trip, right?
Mhm.
Tell me why I was planning a trip for September 11th and she planned a trip for November 10th.
Oh, because
Like,
it's the dates can switch around. Is
yeah.
that it? Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, like
Oh, I
we
know.
can't ever plan like date. And she almost was booking her flights after I booked my flights. So I'm gonna be on this trip alone, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's been interesting, but like that's how
Also,
racist of a town I grew up in because they saw me struggling to read and they were
Mm,
like, yep,
oh,
that's about right.
oh,
That's good.
wow. I get it.
Yeah. Cool.
There seems to be an overlap with ADHD and dyslexia because your memory isn't good at your short term's bad, so it doesn't go into your short term and then doesn't go into your like long term and then like muscle memory.
Yo,
Do you
are
notice
you
a bit of ADHD
my
with yourself?
therapist? Like, you're spot on. Like, seriously. Oh, this is kind of freaky. Like, you're really smart. Are you gonna be in the Fringe?
I'm planning to. I've booked off work and I don't know whether I'll
What week?
drive or get flights. The 20th and I guess what was that the last week? Do, 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 do,
Okay, good.
do.
Let me know when you're there because I
Yeah.
actually want to meet up with you. You
Oh,
sound like a
okay.
really like fun person and very smart, and I need you to tell me more what's wrong with me. But
I
yes, like ADHD is something that also too, my therapist is like, you can go through the
mhm.
formal diagnosis. I don't know if it's gonna help you, but you definitely have it. And it's
Yeah.
like, and it comes in a different way. Um, yeah, that's really funny that you said that because you made it sound like I had no idea. Like it just opened up my life when I found out that I have all of these like, I don't know, things that I kind of powered through as a child.
Mhm.
Like I just remember trying to read. Things would just go in but out, and I
Oh
just
yeah,
thought I
yeah.
was dumb. I didn't
Because you're
know
like
there was
everyone
actually
else gets taught this and it just stays in their heads. You're like,
yeah,
but
and
then you
so
keep
like
trying to concentrate and then you're concentrating on the concept of concentrating and you're like, oh, this isn't working.
yes, like oh yes, oh my gosh,
I have some
that's
advice. You were saying like you struggle to write notes.
yes.
Basically, you know the little microphone when you're like, because you said you leave voice notes, but voice notes I find are hard to like examine through quickly.
I don't re-listen to them. It just makes me feel good.
Okay. Basically, there's like a little microphone on the keyboards. Where is my camera? You can add a
Oh
little
my god.
microphone. Where is it? If I'm on this side, this here.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
little
yeah, yeah, yeah.
microphone. So you can add notes like that. I find like having it as a detailed bullet point. Because quite often
Yeah.
if I write a big paragraph, I'm like, I'm not reading that. So enough that you know it and then it triggers the thought in your mind.
And that's what I do now. Like in my current work in progress shows, I have one word and it triggers what I want to say.
But I find if you do that, you're like, why have I written France? I haven't a baldy.
Sometimes, yeah, and I have to
So
write
I'm
it
like,
out.
just write as many words as you can to trigger
Honestly,
it.
like right now, I'm such a bad speller that when I spell things correctly on Google, it's like, did you mean? And it
Mm-hmm.
like fixes it to be spelled incorrectly because it learns my
Oh,
language. And it's like, oh, this isn't you. And like even now when I send in at work, I used AI for everything. Don't hate me, but I'm not gonna give work any
no,
more of
no.
my brain power. And sometimes I misspell words on purpose so they know it's for me.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? I'm
I
like, I
can, yeah,
can't. I didn't even know how to use a semicolon until yesterday. So like,
yeah.
let's use a comma.
No, I tend to just well, the other one, you're on a Mac. There's on Windows you can use Windows key H to bring up the microphone and then it'll type wherever there's a little flashy cursor thing. But Macintosh is very good for stuff like that. But yeah, for disabilities and that, AI is fantastic. Because I've heard about blind people saying that when there's something in front of them, they may have like a helper, but their helper is like, they kind of get fed up after they've described, like if it's a buffet of food, they're like, I'm fed up
Yeah.
after about, 4 things. Well, an AI will just tell you everything that's in front of you forever.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe I have this many, like, yeah, I think, like, I'm looking at it now and I see a couple of, like, options for me to be able to, like, and I never use it. I just can't believe I have this many disabilities. Like, I have ADHD, I have dyslexia, I'm gay. Just, like, I can't believe it.
Well, I think the gay isn't related to the other two. That's its own
Oh,
thing.
that's just what I thought. I was just like,
Yeah, no, but I think there is
I
an
always-
overlap with dyslexia and ADHD.
I just thought like, oh, because dyslexia, I switched things around. So I was meant to be straight, but because I have dyslexia, I'm gay. Like, that's just what happens.
I'm not sure on that one. That was another thing with you said about writing jokes. I know Seinfeld, who's probably not, he should be cancelled, but he's not. He locks himself in a room until he's written a joke. Because you said you really struggle. You're like, you kind of get fed up.
I struggle sometimes. And so what I do, my trick is if I lock myself in the room, I'm going to do everything but write a joke because of dyslexia. Like I'm going to go on TikTok. What? No, I call my friends. Like I call my friends. Like I have a couple of friends that I can call reliably that are just best friends. And we just start talking. And like, that's when your mind relaxes. It's when you're talking to your friend and you're just there. And, if your mind is relaxed, that's when you're just naturally funny. And then if I write something that's really funny or I say something, I literally am like, okay, I have to go. And then I just write it what I said. And then that gets my juices going. I find that very helpful. The other thing too that I've been doing is I do small short TikToks, like walk and talks type of thing. And so I've been challenging myself to like do a TikTok a day just to see if I can get the juices going to whatever it is. And TikTok to me is like super low pressure.
Are you filming it and then editing it when you get back home? Or are you just filming it as you are and then publishing it still on the walk?
I'm a one take wonder because the one thing I'm not going to do is edit. And so like, it's whatever I'm walking, I'm talking, and whatever that is, it's going there. Because TikTok it's like this black hole. Nothing matters. Now Instagram, that's my brand.
Okay.
So it feels like a lot more like there's a lot more on the line on Instagram. But for TikTok, I'm like, the sky is green, and I'll be like, someone will relate to it.
Okay.
And instead of what they do, I did a TikTok the other day, and like I do a little zoom in at the end, and somebody screenshotted my zoom in here because I have nose hairs, and then they posted it as a comment. So
I didn't know you could publish photographs as comments on TikTok. Well, you know now.
I was like, this is wild. Thank you for taking the time to do this. Like, what? And like, how are you going to come on my like story posts and do those type of comments and then not follow me? I was actually more like mad that he doesn't follow me. I was like, at least follow me if you're gonna be that mean about it.
Yeah, but it's all engagement and it's fresh engagement.
We're whores for engagement. At least I am.
I do hate the, what is it, 250 you get if it basically it doesn't really take off and you're like, oh, I got 250.
I always get 250. You know
I
what?
hate the 250.
I'm actually comfortable in the 250. I'm not kidding you. When I have a clip that does well, like I did last week, I was like, oh my God, I can't post anything more because nothing's going to top it. And versus when I'm in the 250, for me, it's 350. I'm a little bit better.
Okay.
Views, I'm joking. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is my sweet spot. Whoever these 350 people are, that's my demo. This really is my demo.
Yeah.
So like it gives me the freedom to continue doing something because I'm like, no one cares. When comics are like, oh, I don't want to post this joke because I don't want to burn material. I'm like, 350 people watched my joke. It's not burned. I can still do it.
Also, if you look at the analytics, it's like they drop off so quick and you're like, yeah, that joke's basically private.
Yeah. It's like, is it good? No, apparently. I thought it was the best thing ever, but no.
Do you think all comedians are secretly shy, or are they just trying to get like the kudos of being shy, but they're also confident?
No, I don't think they're all shy. I met comedians who I think are naturally like
Extroverts?
very extrovert. I have to. I'm becoming a little bit more extrovert, like forcefully. But I'm more shy in just in general. Like, I need my battery recharged. But I know a lot of comedians who this is what fuels that, like just the outside interaction with other people. And so I think we're a variety of, but definitely there's a lot of like shy comedians. When you see a comedian, they can't even look you in the eye.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're going to be funny.
Well, yeah, because you
You
just
are.
have to look at the big bright light then you can't see the audience.
Yeah, but no, I'm like, oh, when you can't even make eye contact with me, I can't wait to watch your set. It's going to be good.
They could be brilliant. There's always something about that awkward thing where they feel like they shouldn't even be there, but it somehow works.
They're like, sometimes, not to overgeneralize, but those are the people that are some of the best writers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, oh, okay. Oh, if only you had the personality. Could do everything.
What's your top plan? If your career went perfectly, what would you like to happen?
I don't even like to think about it like that because I'll answer, but is I'm of the mindset that if I give myself too much hope, there's more room for like discouragement, and so like I don't like to, but I know what I do want sometimes.
Okay.
So I definitely want a travel show, a food travel show.
I think is that not like the joke everybody wants? They all want a travel show.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but I want food with mine because
you like eating.
I would absolutely like not add anything to the Food Network that is in there today. Like I'm not a good, but I just want someone to pay for it if I'm honest. So I definitely want that. I wouldn't mind being like a host of something.
Okay.
I think that'd be kind of cute. And I definitely want like a special. I don't know where, but I definitely want a special somewhere.
Like a Netflix special of a thing.
And I want voice. Anything at this point, who can be picky? And I definitely want voiceover work because that's gonna be my bread and butter.
Okay.
And I could do it for 15 seasons and it's like easy money, but then you can demand a lot of money too. So I definitely want voiceover work.
Have you done any voiceover work yet?
No.
Okay.
And I don't have the voice of it, but if they're looking for a guy who with a thicker Latino accent that sounds Indian, that's me.
Okay.
And then I definitely want a second marriage. So
have you discussed that with your husband?
Eventually he'll find out.
Okay, good work. Just because you're going to the UK, there's a show called The Trip, which was two comedians. Basically, it's like a fictionalized version of a food travel show. So it's like a weird thing where it's kind of real but kind of not, and they mostly just riff with each other. So you could check that up. You might like it. Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon. I think they end up in Italy and Spain at some point, but they start off in England.
Oh, cool.
So that's some more homework for you. That's just what you wanted. Because I rudely woke you out of your bed.
No, can I tell you something? Like, they told me 10.
Oh, okay.
And it was 9:30.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay.
Because New York's what, 5 hours ahead or behind?
Yeah. So I set my alarm clock up for 9:30.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, and then I was like, wait, I thought this was Saturday. She's like, it is Saturday. I was like, oh my God.
But we got there, and that's the main thing. Where did my questions all go? Speaking, I am a podcaster. You have done many podcasts. Have you podcast tips?
Oh, don't take them from me.
Okay.
I'm like, what the podcast tip is don't do everything I didn't do.
Okay.
Which is to be consistent and to actually like have people listen.
That is a main difficulty with podcasts.
Yeah, you'll be very successful. You'll be very like when people give you dumb advice, like when I was like, oh, I want to do more touring and stuff, my friends would be like, oh, okay, yeah, well, why don't you just like post more? And I'm like, thank you. Yeah, that's really, I never thought about it. Appreciate that.
Well, yeah, you can always then just post too much, and then you're just stressing about posting, and then you're like, I'm just posting for free when I could do gigs.
Tried this? Like, you don't think I've tried this? It's me. It's not my posting capability. And they're like, okay. They just think it's so easy. But I think be consistent. I think it's the main thing about it.
I got a weird AI podcast for the first time today. Because I typed your name into Spotify and I was listening to your other ones that you'd been on.
Oh, wow.
Then I listened to one that was essentially just, I guess, reading your Wikipedia or whatever in like an AI voice that was 3 minutes. And I was like,
shut up. I've made it. What?
Yeah. It was really weird.
Damn. How did they fuck up my name? I know AI fucked up my name.
Okay.
I know AI was like, Jilbert, we'll call him Dave.
It's July 25th. From your city to your ears, this is Glasgow News Today, powered by AI. Comedian Jilberto Soto is heading back to the Fringe Festival after an 8-year break.
So, any last plugs before we go?
Yeah. No, yeah, just my show for those of if you don't have any plans or if you want to
Is it
watch
El
somebody.
Papa?
It's I Papi.
I Papi.
It's I Papi. Yeah, it's at Just the Tonic at 2:25 p.m. August 20th to the 30th.
It's an hour long. Just up the stairs, just at the Tonic at the Caves.
Yes. So we'll see how that is.
It's such a long name.
I know. We'll see how many people show up.
And prices range between £12 and £8.
Oh, it's $12. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah, dollars are a
It's
bit
really
less.
like-
So close to $10.
Yeah, I think it's pay what you want. So like
Oh,
reserve
okay.
seating is that, but then a lot of people hopefully could be flyered in or something, and
Mhm.
we'll go from there. But get your tickets while they can. They're selling out. I've sold 10 so far for the whole run, so don't miss your chance now. Is what I like to say.
And there's only 5 seats.
There's only 5 seats.
So nearly gone. Hurry up.
It's all I'm gonna take a photo of the 10 people that are there and just crop them and be like sold out, so no one has to know.
And it's wheelchair accessible.
Oh, it is. Thank God. I don't know.
Hmm.
I've never seen it. We'll find out.
Yes, hopefully it all goes well. And
I might wear a kilt. Is that disrespectful?
I don't think so, but it's maybe a bit cliche. But you can give it a go.
Oh, is it? Because I bought a kilt.
A kilt.
Off Amazon for promo.
Okay.
So I was like, and I bought it to do videos, and then I put it on. I go, wait, I kind of want to wear this. So maybe I will. But I
No,
definitely
you
bought.
can. But I'm sure there's like kilt shops. It kind of reminds me of when you go to Texas and they have all the big cowboy hats.
Oh yeah, something similar to
It'll
that.
be like
But I'm
that.
like, well, when else would I wear a kilt? I don't know. We'll see.
You could just wear it around New York. Nobody cares. It's New York.
Yeah, true.
Well, thank you very much, Jilberto Soto.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you. I really appreciate your flexibility and your patience with me.
Oh, you're very welcome. I hope your show goes brilliant and you have your homework to do. You have to watch Still Game.
And
It will give you a better idea of Scottish comedy. Thank you very much, Jilberto Soto. I apologize for saying your name wrong several times, but you took it in good jest. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. And listener, please go along to his show. As we've said before, it is I Papi. And the dates are the 20th of August all the way to the 30th of August at just up the stairs at the Tonic at the Caves. And it is at 25 minutes past 2. And I'd like to remind everyone else that please leave a like and subscribe and a comment. They are all very good, especially to diddly tiny podcasts. So I will catch you next time. Thank you very much for listening. Ciao, ciao.